ready to be annoyed. I'm kind of like scared that Governor Ron DeSantis from Florida, Republican from Florida, is going to try to run for president. It might be kind of tough because I'm sure that Trump plans on running again as well. But it just seems to me like we hear a lot about Ron DeSantis. He's really doing a lot to put his name out in the fore here. So I keep hearing about him, and I think he's terrible and anti-queer and very bad for our community. And it keeps just getting worser. Yeah, our best chance is Trump and DeSantis murdering each other. I fucking hope so. Or like splitting the vote enough that like, yeah, I don't know. We have a video where he is claiming that elementary school workers are, quote, instructed to tell kids to switch genders. And so let's look at what his foolishness is here and get angry at him. There is CC on this video. Hold on. Pause. I want to make you bigger. Big. All right. Here we go.
This will be for elementary school kids where they're instructed to tell them, well, you may have been born a boy, that may have been what you said, but maybe you're really a girl. That's wrong. That has no place in school. So that is
so yeah, he starts off saying like teachers are instructed to teach kids this, like that's part of the curriculum or whatever, which I highly doubt, especially in Florida of all places.
Happening in our country. Anyone that tells you it's not happening is lying to you. So
I think the person who is lying is you currently. Like, congratulations on that. Oh, good night, Baphomet. Good night.
So I think what we did in Florida was very important to lay down a marker.
I think he's talking about the Don't Say Gay bill. He's like, we did the Don't Say Gay bill for like a good reason.
To make sure that that's not something that gained a foothold here in the state of Florida, and that again, our kids are able to be kids.
Okay, see, that's the part, that's like the reason why I wanted to talk about this video at all.
And that again, our kids are able to be kids.
So the thing that pisses me off about this so much is that once again, we're like, let's protect little like presumed cishet kids. Like we're just gonna assume that all kids are cishet until they get exposed to queerness. Like we want them to stay kids for longer. Like, but apparently fuck all of the trans people who feel pretty strongly that they were robbed of an opportunity to have a healthy childhood, like to have a childhood as themselves even. And then you all like you tell trans men that they have Peter Pan syndrome, and you accuse trans women of being like creepy for trying to look like teenagers or whatever. It's like, because this is an entire demographic of people who have been denied the opportunity to have an adolescence as themselves. And it just infuriates me that that's the last thing on these people's minds, that like, oh, we just want to let our kids be kids, you know, all this stuff is too adult and too confusing. Like, no, what's confusing is growing up and knowing that you're different and knowing that you're weird and having the kids on the playground call you a faggot and just dealing with that until you're 20 and in college and you meet your first trans person, and then your entire retroactive life makes sense to you. Like, I just don't, like, I wish that I could make this point to one of these politicians' faces. I wish that I could bring them to heel and make them say, fuck trans kids. I don't care about trans kids. Like, but the thing is that, like, it's impossible to have this discussion because ultimately at the end of the day, they're going to say, there is no such thing as a trans kid. But then I'm going to be like, well, who was I when I was 14? Like, I was a minor child who knew that they were trans, but apparently I didn't exist. And the people I know who like attempted to mutilate themselves as children apparently weren't real either. Like they just spontaneously became trans the day that they turned 18. So fuck Ron DeSantis and everything he stands for and the horse he rode in on. Thank you so much to everyone who supports the channel. This is my full-time job. You are all very much appreciated. And I want to especially shout out some of my patrons. We have Tiago Nascimento, Mersh Rolvog, Brandon, Maurice Taylor, Jovian F. Gaudreau, Bean, Heather Clarkson, Amanda B., Sarah A., Wellington Marcus, R. Halverson, Athiet, Decoy Duck, Michelle Winter, Suzanne Maynard, Nova, Elizabeth Bartell, and Mr. Atheist.